Hello, my name is Luis Pettis, and for my informative speech, I will be talking about the basics of internet security. So in today's world, we can find computers in just about every household in the United States. With that increase in computers, we want to make sure that we also increase our security. In a recent study conducted by McAfee, amazingly in the United States, nearly a fifth of all computers actually do not have a current antivirus software installed. So to help combat that, here are some simple steps we can follow to help to improve our security. First and foremost, we want to make sure that we have an antivirus software installed. Secondly, we want to make sure that we have our wireless security network secured. And third, we want to make sure that we educate our users on proper and safe internet browsing. So first, we want to make sure when we choose an antivirus that's going to suit our needs. And here are a couple of options we can choose from. In a recent article posted by PC Magazine, Bitdefender actually came out as the #1 antivirus for 2013. It is a yearly subscription, so it will require an annual fee. Second antivirus here that we have is Norton. It probably is the most popular antivirus in the United States. Once again, it does require a yearly subscription. Third alternative that we have here is Microsoft Security Essentials. It actually does not require a yearly subscription, and it provides just about the same protection as you would see in any antivirus program available out there today. So once we have our antiviruses installed and running, we want to make sure that we maintain them properly. And by this I mean we want to make sure that we have our antiviruses consistently updated. So the easiest way to do that is to have it set to automatically update. Secondly, we want to make sure that we perform scheduled scans on a daily basis. We can also have this automatic, and we want to make sure that we're doing this on times when we're not going to be using the computer, because it does use a lot of resources and it can slow your computer down. And third, we want to make sure that we keep our antivirus software renewed every year. We want to make sure that it's up and running and that we have one to go to. So once we protect our computer against viruses, we also want to protect it against people, or what most people call hackers. And here are some guidelines that we can follow that are actually provided by the Department of Homeland Security. One thing we want to make sure and do is we want to make sure that we change our broadcast ID, and we want to make sure that we change our default router passwords. These are actually common from router to router, and hackers know this, so they can actually access our routers through these passwords, so we want to make sure we get those changed. Once we have our router secured, we want to make sure that we have our network secured. So first and foremost, we want to make sure that we have ourselves a nice strong password for our internet password. We want to make sure that it's at least 10 characters in length, and it does not contain any common words or names, and we don't want to have any consecutive letters or numbers. This just makes it a lot easier for hackers to hack into. And of course, we want to make sure that we have that encrypted with the WPA standard. It just makes it that much more difficult for hackers to contain or get through the password. So once we have our antivirus in place, and once we have our firewalls and routers in place, the next step is user education. We want to make sure that we have our users properly educated. A couple of easy steps to follow and remember is: one, we do not want to open any unknown emails that you might have in your email address. These can always contain some form of viruses that can enter your computer and possibly steal your information. Another thing we don't want to do is give any personal information to any websites that we don't know. This being credit card information and especially social security numbers. Also, we don't want to click on any suspicious pop-ups. These can include spyware and adware. And simplest thing to do is just sound judgment. If it looks suspicious, just don't click on it. That's the easiest policy. So by following these simple steps, we can help to increase our security for not only our computers but for ourselves as well. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be 100% secured, because there's always a possibility of something getting through. But if we keep these steps and we follow our user education, we can keep that to a minimum. well, I do thank you for your time, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two about internet security. Have a good day.